Okay, so I sit here looking for another job because my current one's not working out. And I see all these postings of people who want nannies that are reliable and on time all the time and they're respectful and all these other things. And I don't understand, like, how they can ask for these things of their nanny but yet not do it themselves. Like, how can you ask your nanny to always be on time every day when you come home late every day, 15 minutes from work every day? You don't pay for those extra 15 minutes that you're late, and you expect me to arrive at your house at the same time every morning. You expect me to cook and clean and do all these things for you, which really aren't a part of my job, but I do it. But you don't expect to pay someone to do extra work for you. They expect someone to be kind and caring and respectful, yet these families don't really care about you. They don't respect you, and they kind of treat you like garbage most of the time. I don't really know what goes through their minds when they post these ads, if they, you know, intend on lying, or if it really just happens on its own. I'm not really sure. But I do know that I've been on hundreds of interviews, literally hundreds, and people are like, oh, we're so laid back and we just really want a nanny that will take our kids places and teach them things and, kind of do our own thing and just take good care of them. And then down the line you start to work for them, they give you all these rules and regulations, things you can't do, things you have to do, places you can go, places you can't go, list of chores that need to be done, and pretty soon these laid back people have become like insane, slightly, I guess how you could put it. I don't understand what goes through their heads when they expect all these things but they don't give it in return. Like, you could read a laundry list of things that they expect on all their job postings, and you could give it to them, but they still won't respect you. And they won't pay you like they should. They want you to watch 5 kids for $10 an hour, and they want a professional nanny. If you want a professional nanny that does this for a living and this is her job and her career, you need to pay her as such. This isn't a part-time job for a high school student who's living at home with their parents. These girls, like myself, we live on our own. We pay our own bills. We have a life to sustain. And for whatever reason, these parents think, oh, we don't have to pay them that well. These are your children. Like, you'll pay millions of dollars for your houses, thousands of dollars for your cars, but you won't pay your nanny $15 an hour to watch your 2 kids? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? If you want a good nanny, you need to be a good parent. You need to be a good family. You need to really sit down and think, what I want from these girls, I need to give them in return. You guys are girls. Some guys are nannies too. But they don't do that. They just expect you to be some type of slave and just do everything and be so thankful that they gave you a job and they're paying you, which they usually don't pay you on time or all of the money that they owe you. But you're just supposed to smile and show up to work and do everything they ask you to. I mean, there's a reason that obviously nannies love what they do. They love what they do. You have to love what you do to be able to do it every day with the amount of stress that this job has. Not everyone is cut out to watch kids, and it's one of probably the hardest jobs, to watch someone else's child and care for them and love them and treat them as your own. And for parents not to respect that and recognize that, it's just, I'm not sure how I feel about that. It really makes you wonder, like, should I be doing this? Like, no one is really thankful for what you do. And if they are, it's really probably not real. It's just really hard to find a good family to work for. you know, that trust your decisions. And if you want to take the child to a museum to teach them about the history of Chicago, and they're like, no, you can't go because there's no parking, but yet you won't let your nanny take the bus. Do you want your kids to sit at home and do nothing? Is that what you'd like? Would you like your kids to sit at home and color in coloring books all day and just annoy your nannies? No, that's not what you want. You want your kids to enjoy, especially in Chicago. There's not much summer, not much nice weather during the year, and for parents to be like, we're just not comfortable with this and we're not comfortable with that. I understand that you may not be comfortable with it, but when you interview your nanny, you need to be upfront with her and completely honest, and you need to fully think about everything that could possibly happen when you hire a nanny, and you need to have a plan for that. Say, if you are letting your nanny use your car and a little fender bender happens, you need to explain to your nanny what would happen in that situation. If your nanny parks on the street and someone bumps the bumper and then she loses all privileges to take the kids anywhere fun and exciting, like, who are you really punishing? Because your nanny can go and do that when she goes home. I mean, they do this stuff for your kids. If you want a good nanny, get your act together. You can't ask of something or someone if you won't do it yourself. I don't get it. What are parents thinking? I would like to know, like, if there's any parents watching this and you have a nanny and you don't pay her well and you always come home late and you expect her to be on time and to act professional. If you expect all these things of your nanny, can you explain to me why you don't do this in return? Do you think that she owes it to you because you pay her? She could leave at any second. And this is why people can't find good nannies and keep them, because they do find good nannies and they treat them badly and then the nannies leave. This is why. It's not the nanny's fault, it's your fault for being horrible. This is why, if you've had 5 nannies in the past year, it's not the nannies, it's you. You really need to reevaluate how you treat your nannies. These are your kids. These are part of your DNA. They're half of your life. Like, they're part of you. They should be the most important thing in the world to you. And to treat someone who is with them 50 hours or more a week like garbage, make them feel bad, make them feel guilty, treat them like they're nothing. Why would you do that? Your children become attached to these people, and then it gets really hard for us to be in a situation where, yes, we love these kids, but we're being treated like garbage and not getting paid very well. It doesn't make you want to stay working. If parents would just figure out how to get their act together, this wouldn't be such a difficult process. I'm just saying, if you are a nanny and you're looking for a nanny job, really, I would check references of families from their past nannies. Ask them how many they've had and call them and just really check it out, because people really aren't who they say they are, and odds are their nanny quit because they were treated like crap. And if you're a parent who's looking for your 5th nanny, I would like you to take a second, maybe take a couple weeks off work, spend some time with your kids at home, and see what your nanny goes through. And then maybe you would respect them a little bit more, and maybe if you respected what they did, you would treat them a little bit better. You would give them what you ask of them. I mean, you can't ask someone to be on time every single day in the morning, yet you're supposed to get home at 6 and I leave the house at 6:45. That doesn't make sense. It's silly. So if you're looking for your 5th nanny this year, the problem is you. And this is really annoying to me, and it's one of my biggest pet peeves, and it just really bothers me what people expect of their nannies, but don't give it back in return. I mean, your nanny should be on time. Your nanny should play with your kids. Your nanny should always be kind and courteous to your kids and respectful. But she's not going to stick around if you can't do those things for her. She's just not. And so, if you're looking for a nanny, good luck, and I hope you figure it out.